Hey everybody, today is officially our day 7 of our series of documenting our journey, and today we have high hopes and good updates on my side. Okay, so like for the past couple of videos, 6 videos, we were just documenting about this online business, entrepreneurship, how we can run a new page, how we set it up, and about the posting and all. And today I have realized something with Instagram, right? So for example, we have just created our page and I appealed yesterday, but still we are having no responses with that. It just says account suspended on integrity, but there is no further updates with that. Okay, and the thing which I have realized is if you're posting on Instagram, it rewards consistency, but once that consistency breaks on a specific page, it is very hard to get that consistency back up. But it is not the same case with YouTube. For example, you can get really viral really soon, as this process is same with Instagram. But once you stop posting on YouTube, it might be a major fall but at least the process of the views getting from zero back to normal is at least unlinear, monolithic, like a linear graph. But on Instagram it is a straight flattened graph for most of the times. Okay, and this was just theory about Instagram and YouTube. And the thing is, right now, for example, right now it's 9:30 p.m. Over the day, during the day, I have a lot of ideas coming up in my mind that, oh, I want to include this in my video, I want to include that in my video. But once I'm speaking the thoughts into the camera, which I'm doing right now, I'm not able to recall most of the thoughts which came into my mind. And sometimes thoughts are of a kind which cannot always be expressed on paper, they just can be spoken, right? So I'm just always forgetting some of those thoughts, and one of those thoughts which just came into my mind is doing this series. This series is really helping me know myself, right? I am able to know myself better, what are my qualities, where I am good at, where am I lacking, what is my abilities, and on the side it is improving my communication skills as well, which I want to do. Okay, so the thing is, doing this series, it has benefited me in a lot of direct and indirect ways. Okay, so talking about certain direct ways first, then we will talk about the indirect ways. The direct ways is people are outreaching to me on Discord, on WhatsApp, and via email as well, that about asking about the series, asking what you are doing right nowadays, asking about your plans further. And it is also helping me build some new connections as well, which I feel is a good thing, right? And another direct thing which happened to me today is that I got another deal. I got another deal for managing something, and which is part of my freelancing projects, which I wish not to disclose fully right now onto this series. But yeah, that is also a good part. And from that specific deal, I realize the fact that you just need to work, you just need to stay disciplined. For example, I am doing this series, just continue, just do it, just stay disciplined, just push through it, and the rewards, the breakthrough, the catalyst will break, right? This is the thing. For example, you are posting, you are disciplined, you are dedicated, right? And you will you just have to for now, for the specific time, just push through it, post as much as you can, do the specific action, and the result, the reward will eventually come sooner or later. But the result will come, that is a surety, and which I can bet on it. You just need to stay disciplined, stay consistent, don't wait for the result in the starting. You just need to grind through it, push as much you can. And the thing is, you just need to do your actions. In Hindi there's a famous saying that जो मनुष्य है वो सिर्फ कर्म करने वाला है, बट जो उसका फल देने वाला है, फल देने वाली तो कोई और ही शक्ति है, right? This translates to human only does the actions, human is the doer, but the element, the entity who rewards the human rewards human is some external factor which is not in hands of the human. So so we just talk in like English back. What we are having in our hands, what we can control is the actions, but we cannot control the results, right? So we just need to push through it, just need to control the variables which we have, the other constant which is the result, which is the final like RHS of our efforts, like the equation which is made by our efforts is not controlled by us. You can only reach to that constant by adding certain variables, and these variables like define your discipline, define your attitude, define your like skills towards it, like your eventually your efforts, right? So this is the thing, and let's like just not get distracted much from it, and now talking about how has it impacted me indirectly, this series, right? So the thing is, as I already stated, this series is helping me grow wiser. It is helping me stay accountable, record these videos every single day, and like have a sense of like discipline as well onto this process. And it also is improving my communication skills in English overall, right? The thing is, Indians are not native English speakers, but the world requires them to be, right? This is the important fact in today's world. If you want to do business anywhere, if you go to Bangalore, you go to South Mumbai, you go to top firms, even certain regions in Chandigarh, everyone speaks English, and this is a prerequisite of visiting there. So yeah, that's why you need to have good communication skills. And another thing which I wanted to include before I conclude this video is about the thing which I found about myself, that like most people, like in my earlier videos I said that if you want to be a successful leader, you must first become a worker, right? A good, diligent, hard working worker can only break through the matrix to become a good manager. That was the saying which I told in like a previous video. But today, while working towards my projects, I felt that this statement is kind of contradicted by my actions. So the thing is, I sometimes try to work as a worker in like some firms, some projects, some like occupations wherever, like freelancing or whatever, and I found myself to be lacking in that. I found myself like not having the enough discipline, enough motivation in order to diligently work there, right? And I wasn't feeling very hyped up, very motivated, and I was just skimming through the task and was not purely dedicated from inside of my mind towards it. But then once I shifted myself to managing, right, as like managing something, managing a project, a Discord server for example, that's very like really short example, but like for example managing something, and I found myself to be even better than that, right? So I found myself, like for example, if we take a random unit, for example we are taking the efforts, the variable of discipline about of the, you can say, like it's like really hard to define the thing which I'm trying to say, but amount of efforts, amount of output, let's just say it output for now, the amount of output produced in that was really high. So once I shifted from like entrepreneurial work or maybe the workers work to managing work, my output increased, my creativity increased, and that is what I found. So the thing is, if you are like, let's just take a classroom example. If a student is just passively listening to the teacher and following the commands, he might not be the best. But once the student becomes the teacher himself or herself, she like endeavors a certain like entity in himself or herself, that he is even better in that. So yeah, this is a good side.